Welcome to the Mind Body Business Show. The 3 keys to your success is just moments away. Here's your host, Brian Kelly.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mind Body Business Show. I am your host, Brian Kelly, and I am so extremely excited tonight because of our special guest expert. Oh my goodness, I got to see this young lady in action, live from stage, and she rocked my world. She is an amazing professional speaker who has really honed in her craft, and her message was spot on, delivered eloquently, professionally, perfectly. And I cannot wait for you to meet her as I was able to do a few weeks back, and now again tonight. So excited, so excited. The Mind Body Business Show, what is that all about? Real quickly, in my 54 years, almost 55 on this planet now, I have begun focusing on, several years back, focusing on just successful people. Trying to find out what is it that makes them tick. How do they become successful? Are there patterns? I kept hearing there's recipes. And then I discovered, wow, there are patterns, there are recipes. And what I noticed in successful people, they have mastered their life in 3 different areas. One of mind, that's mindset, where you can develop a powerful, unstoppable mindset, change your mindset on a dime, like our guest expert will reveal to us that she can do the same thing. It's amazing. And they all have this trait of impeccable mindset. Negativity is rarely, if ever, there. It's an amazing thing. And I call a positive mindset or a profound mindset the cornerstone, the baseline, the foundation of success, not only in business, but in personal life as well. And then body. Those that I've followed that were successful take care of themselves physically. That's what body literally means. It's nutrition. It's about eating and drinking those things that empower your body. It's about exercising, moving on a regular basis, because all of these things really help to fuel your mind. Your mind and body are a team. And I like to say your mind and body are your team, even more importantly. And when both members of a team are operating at what I like to call a peak level of performance, then your odds of succeeding are greatly increased. Greatly. I cannot, if you don't have mind and body in shape right now, then those are the 2 areas I would concentrate on before you do another thing in business and learn another skill set, which brings me to the next of the 3 pillars of success, and that is business. And business is multifaceted. It's sales, marketing, building teams, scaling, systematizing, becoming a leader, a good leader. There's a lot of skill sets involved in business. And the good news with business is, yes, there are a lot of skill sets that should be mastered. It is difficult for one person to master every facet, and it's okay to outsource and delegate to those who already have mastered that and bring them into your team. And so when an individual has mastered these 3 areas, then they are operating at what I like to call a peak level performance overall, and they are very, very successful, like the individual you are about to meet very, very soon. Speaking of success, you can see behind me an array of books. Another very, very important aspect, a very common aspect of those who have achieved a high level of success is that they are avid readers. And it's not just reading any book, it's about reading the right books. And so we're going to segue real quick into a section I appropriately name Bookmarks.
Bookmarks. Born to read. Bookmarks. Ready, steady, read. Bookmarks. Brought to you by ReachYourPeakLibrary.com.
Yeah, there you see it, ReachYourPeakLibrary.com. And by the way, real quick, take out a pad of paper and a pen and take notes. In other words, I'm going to be giving you several resources during the course of this show, and Jenny will be doing the same. Resources in the form of websites, etc. And it's often kind of, we want to actually go and look at them while we're watching something, don't we? We like to multitask. Well, no, we don't. We don't like to do that, because if we were to do so, we might miss out on that one golden nugget that Jenny has to say that could just change the rest of our life forever. That's all. And so you want to stay here with us. As they say, the magic happens in the room. So just take notes throughout the show. And I recommend you do this anyway. Take notes of everything Jenny says, because what you want to do is model success. So just take notes on how Jenny has become so successful, what she does on a daily basis, and then you now have the recipe for success. Isn't that beautiful? And guess what it's costing you? Big old zero. So reachyourpeaklibrary.com, that is a site that I personally put together literally for you. It's my gift to you, entrepreneurs and business professionals who are looking to take it to the next level. And what I found is, after reading many books, I thought, you know what, it would be a great idea if I just put them all in one area and made them available to others who are searching for the right books to read that will help them in their journey in their business and personal lives. And so I've read every one of these personally, and I personally vet them, meaning I stand behind them because each of them had a profound or even a light but positive impact on my life. And so those are there for you. All the buttons are there. Makes it super simple for you to select which form of reading you like the most. I like Audible. You may like hardcover. You may like Kindle. If whatever is available is there. And this is not to make money for me at all. This is simply a resource for you. reachyourpeaklibrary.com. So if you're not reading, if you haven't been reading, get back on that horse and come to reachyourpeaklibrary.com and just start picking books to read and do one at a time and get with it, because you'll only become more successful once you do that. That's all. And speaking of becoming more successful, how would you all like to learn how to do just that? Good. That's everyone there. Fantastic. Just making sure everyone's raising their hand. So what I would like to do, without further ado, guess what time it is? It's time to bring on our special guest expert. Here we go.
It's time for the Guest Expert Spotlight. Savvy, skillful, professional, adept, trained, big league, qualified.
And there she is, ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Jenny Harkleroad. How are you doing? Harkleroad, got it, Harkleroad.
Hey,
I've been
Brian.
practicing that for so long, I can't tell you, Jenny, and then I just flubbed it up.
That's all right.
How are you doing this evening, Jenny?
I'm great. I'm so excited to be here. It's awesome to share my passion with the world. And I love that you are already on track with it all. So we're going to have a great time talking about this mind, body, business success. It's going to be great.
Fantastic, yes. And what I'm really excited about, for all of you watching and listening that have seen this before, you know that sometimes we don't hit on all three topics. Tonight, I think we will. And the reason is because Jenny is a mindset expert. I'm going to introduce her formally here in just a moment. Mindset expert. She's also an incredible entrepreneur, and she is very much into taking care of her body. So this is an all-in-one right here. I love it because she has mastered all three of those areas. You're in for a huge treat. So stick with us. Before I bring on Jenny formally, I want to remind everyone who's watching that you will have a chance at winning a 5-night stay at a 5-star luxury resort in Mexico. So stick with us to the very end and you'll get the details on how to do that. We give away one vacation stay every single show. So stick with us. Don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss out. Let's bring on Jenny officially and formally. Are you ready to create?
I'm ready.
Yes. Are you ready to create ultimate success? Are you ready to tap into the power of your mind to create more money and more time and more freedom? Those are powerful words right there. Are you ready to learn the greatest secret of the 21st century and how you can put it to work for you? I better see some hands raising up there. I want to see them up high. Raise them in the comments. Tell me your hands are raised. Jenny Harkleroad is a subconscious mind change expert, speaker, and a very good one, #1 best-selling author, success-generating, big-hearted entrepreneur, business leader, and professional juggler. That's juggling 4 kids, 2 dogs, and a ferocious appetite to transform lives. That is awesome. Helping us to transform and succeed, please join me in welcoming author, speaker, coach, and cliff diver, you heard it, all the way from San Diego, California, Jenny Harkleroad. Yes.
Thanks, Brian. I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for the intro.
Yes, I am ecstatic to have you here. Again, I mentioned it in the beginning of the show. I've seen you in action on stage, and let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to get the opportunity, maybe, I might be giving away something shouldn't be right now, but you might be given the opportunity to actually see this young lady live. She is a master at what she does, both in her craft of mindset transformation and in speaking from stage. So eloquent, so authentic, high integrity. It's all there in one package, and you're going to get the opportunity. I hope, if Jenny allows it later, you're going to get the opportunity to see her live, and I can't wait for you to experience that. And wherever you live, even if you're not near San Diego, I believe that's where the next one's coming up. Do whatever it takes. Get on an airplane and do it. It's beyond worth the value that she is going to impart upon you. I know you only had a little bit of time when I saw you speak, and the value was oozing. It was everywhere. I was like, my gosh, this woman is on fire. And so
Thank you, Brian.
now it's time to let you share some of that with our audience. And one of the things I like to start off with, Jenny, is I really like to dig a little deeper. The bio is phenomenal. I love that. I like to dig a little deeper and really dive into what makes people tick, especially on a day-to-day basis. Like when you first get up in the morning, your feet swing around, they hit the floor, you're feeling a little groggy, you're still coming to, and then you start to become more aware, the day's starting, and then that drive, that motivation, it starts to kick in. Now for you, everyone, it might be unique. For you, what are those things that kick in that help motivate you to take on the next day and go serve more people?
I love that. And so it's before my feet hit the ground that I'm like, oh, here it comes. I'm so excited. And, I was speaking last week in Texas with Michael E. Gerber, and he and I were having a conversation, and he said, you are the Mary Kay of the subconscious mind. He says, your job is to raise the subconsciousness of humanity. And I said, amen, that is my job. So, can you have any more motivation than that, than a goal and a purpose that's that big? That is a huge job that I am so excited to fulfill. And that gives me more motivation than I need, because I do want to change the world, and I have found a way to do it. And I'm so excited to share it with anyone that's willing and wanting to listen.
And I'll tell you right now, anybody that gets the wonderful opportunity to see you speak live, it will take 5 seconds and they will be hooked, and they want to stay the entire, however long the event duration is. Even if it's 10 days, they'll say, I'm changing my whole schedule. I am sitting here, I'm going to listen to Jenny, because it's original to me, what she does. I have NLP background. Hers is different. I don't know if you can say what it is on the air, but we'll get through the explanation of it before the show is over. It is amazing. It's an amazing science, and I love learning new mindset skills and techniques. And you did a demonstration, I remember, on stage, and I can't wait to find out where she's at today, but there were some changes right there on stage. We got to see it. That was phenomenal. I remember the arms going up and crossing and things like that. That was pretty phenomenal. And so I can't wait for people to experience you in person. And again, we'll get to that in a little bit. But what I wanted to do is back up a little bit, and we talked a little bit about, or I did, about the importance of reading books. And I was curious, just wondering if perhaps maybe someone as successful as you have a business book that just jumps out, that a business book that most inspired you, or maybe was just your favorite book. Do you have one of those in mind?
I do, and the book that I'm going to tell you about is probably not a book that you would be thinking about for a business book. But what happened was I read so many business books over 25-year span, and then I read one book that changed it all, and that book is called The Biology of Belief. It's by Bruce Lipton. He's a cellular biologist, and he basically taught me how to change myself at a cellular level. So all along building a business, before I learned mindset, before I got into this business, I was very successful in the real estate industry. I had a business here in San Diego. We were producing double digits in the millions, and it was all about working hard, but I wasn't really happy on the inside. I had, the houses and the cars and the travel and all that fun stuff. Although my greatest claim to fame is my 4 awesome kids who are now 22, 19, 15, and 12. and my sweet husband of almost 25 years. But I had all this stuff, but I was struggling with so many other things in my life besides money. I was struggling in my marriage relationship. I was struggling with my health. I suffered with chronic pain. I had all these health conditions. I wasn't really fulfilled in my career. And I wanted to be happy, and I wanted to be healthy, and I wanted to be terrific. And so I would tell myself that every day in the mirror. And then it would just like be, that's not true. That's a lie. That's not how I really feel. It's how I want to feel. And when I read this book, I learned about the power of the subconscious mind. I learned that the subconscious is 95 to 99% in charge. And consciously, we're only in charge 1 to 4% of the time. I learned the subconscious processes 40 million bits of information per second. And I learned that I was programmed basically from in utero till about 8 years old. And so all these struggles that I was having and experiencing in my life were a subconscious program. And that I wasn't going to be able to break through this until I changed my subconscious mind. And Bruce basically explained at a cellular level how it works. And, I'd never been that into science before, especially quantum physics. But when I read that book or listened to it on Audible many times, it fascinated me. And I realized that I had a whole lot more power than I realized. And I could tap into something huge and literally transform any struggle I was having in my life or business. So that book was really the key for me, because I think the main thing you got to work out to be successful in business is your thinking. And then you're thinking, and then you're thinking. If you don't get the thinking right, nothing else is going to line up and be as successful as you want it to be. You're not going to be able to change the world if you're getting in your own way. And he explained at a cellular level how you could do that. And that opened the door to some fascinating discoveries for me. So favorite book, hands down.
Yeah, and I thank you so much for actually explaining how important our thinking is to us, and that it's all centered around the subconscious mind. Many will think that's a little woo-woo for me, Jenny or Brian. Where are you going with this? It's actually not. It's a science. It's a proven science, and both what Jenny is well adept and I want to say the name of it, Jenny, but I won't. And also NLP, which I'm involved in. It's just done nothing but change my life, and I can see and know from Jenny's stories that it's changed hers. And on that note, you talked about struggle, Jenny. If you wouldn't mind, I'd love to hear the story real quick, if you don't mind, about the cliff diving incident, and then what happened as a result of your training and why you are where you are today.
Yeah. So what happened to me was, like I mentioned, I was super successful, but had all these internal struggles going on. And I did my best to put on a brave face and have everybody thinking life was great. But on the inside, I was really struggling. And then on August 10th, about, it was the year 2013, about 11 in the morning, my husband and I were hiking with a group of friends. We had camped out overnight. We're in Mount Laguna, California. And we got to this rock ledge. And my husband looked down and he said, if I was young and in shape, I'd jump off of here. And I was like, I'm young and in shape, and I jumped. And while I was in the air, I thought, oh gosh, I'm like gonna land on a rock. I need to bend my knees so I don't blow out my knees. What happened was, because I bent my knees, when I landed on my feet, but also hit my butt because my knees were bent so much. And I just heard this crunch in my back. And long story short, life flight had to come get me. They ziplined me up to a hovering helicopter, pumped me with morphine because I was screaming, took me to the hospital, and I woke up to be told that I had broken my back. That is bad news, really bad news, especially when you're a go-getter, entrepreneur, mother, involved in everything. It's hard news that you're going to be bedridden. The good news was I wasn't paralyzed, but the bad news was I had a long time to sit there and heal. And they told me it was probably going to be 6 weeks, which sounded like 60 years to me, right? Because I couldn't hold still for 30 seconds prior to this. But what happened was it just wouldn't heal. I could walk. I wasn't paralyzed, but the pain was terrible. And it just kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse. Every day I was seeing chiropractor, acupuncture, massage, physical therapy. pain pills, pain injections. I was always trying something every day, trying to get better, telling myself I was getting better, meditating, and it was getting worse. And I couldn't figure out what was going on. I thought there still has to be something structurally wrong with me, right? Because otherwise I'd be better by now. So about 2 years after the accident, I decided to have major surgery. I thought they had to have missed something. There's maybe some bone shards in there, something's hurting. So they cut me open 5 places down my back, down my side. They put in rods and screws and a synthetic disc, sewed me all back up, sent me home with a back brace and a walker. 7 months later, same pain, still couldn't even sit in a chair. And they said, sorry, you've done everything, we've done everything, you're just gonna be like this. And I was like, you don't understand. I can't be like this. This is not my life. This is not my plan. This is not possible. So I'm gonna find a way to get out of this. And so I asked everybody, what do you do for back pain? What do you do? What do you do? And I was introduced to the power of the mind, the subconscious mind. Now, I didn't think that was going to help me. I'm like, this is structural. Here's my MRI. Here's all my medical records. This is something structural going on. But fascinating, I met a medical doctor turned integrative medical doctor who helped me tap into the power of my subconscious mind and find out that my pain was in fact not structural, but was emotional pain from my past that I'd never dealt with. I thought he was totally crazy, but 6 hours later, I was completely pain-free. I mean, I could sit, I could cartwheel, I could do anything, and it fascinated me. I became obsessed with the power of the mind. How had nobody told me this? I went to so many doctors and specialists. How come nobody said anything but your body, your body, your body? And just like your show, there's more to it than your business. We're a being of mind, body, and spirit, I believe. And so if we don't address all of that, then we're missing half the blocks. And so I was able to learn how to tap into my mind. And then my real estate business, I decided to sell it. I was just so fascinated with the mind, I couldn't even think about doing anything else. I sold my big house. I stuck a for sale sign in the front yard. It was the last house that I sold. And I started learning about the subconscious and how to reprogram it and how you could literally change your life with the power of your subconscious mind. And your subconscious is just what you're not aware of. Like your eyes blink, your heart beats, your hair grows, your nails grow. It's just happening. It's your programming. Well, you have a program for success. You have a program about money. You have a program about relationships. You have a program about health. And all that programming either supports what you're trying to accomplish or it pulls you backward. The problem is the power with the subconscious mind is so powerful that you can't fight it. So if you want to go on a diet and you say, starting Monday, I'm going to do this, and then Wednesday, you're no longer on the diet, why not? It's because of your subconscious programming. It'll overpower you every time. So I learned how to tap into that power, and now anything that gets in my way, I just reprogram it. And we teach our clients to do the same thing. And it's so awesome. I mean, business owners, they hire us now to reprogram their minds for ultimate success because they're stuck in mind chatter, self-sabotage, limiting beliefs, invisible glass ceilings. So we help them set up a new automatic operating system. It's simple, it's powerful, it's effective, so they can accomplish their goals. And what do entrepreneurs want? More money, more time, more freedom. They don't want to be a slave to their job every day, right? They might as well just go get a job. They want freedom. And that's what we help them create by getting rid of the blocks that are holding them back. So did I answer all your questions? I hope so.
Who wants freedom?
Yeah, me.
I mean, only buddy on the planet. And that's actually when you chunk it all the way up or down, whichever way you want to go. That's the ultimate. It's freedom. It's the money affords you the time that gives you the freedom. So it's about time freedom that everyone I talk to, that when it gets down to the nuts and bolts, what do you want more of in your life? It's freedom. It's freedom to do what you want, when you want, how you want. And what Jenny is describing is, it's not a magic pill, but when you go through the process, you might think it is. The only thing that matters, though, is the end result. And I saw it on stage with her doing it live with an individual, and I saw the result before my eyes. And so what she's talking about is actually real, just in case you have any doubts whatsoever. And what she says is absolutely correct about the power of the subconscious mind. I love this topic so deeply. I don't know if it shows, Jenny, but I love this topic because it is so true, and it's something that me too. I didn't realize that this existed till later in my life. And it wasn't like, where have you been all my life? Luckily, I've been through all these life experiences that help me appreciate it that much more now that we can reprogram our life. And just what a blessing to have someone like you, Jenny, going out and helping people to transform their lives, to reprogramming their mind to serve them better so that they can serve more people if that's their desire. If they're an entrepreneur and they want to serve more, I think every human being on the planet has an innate drive to help other humans. So this will just enable you to do more of that. And that is why what you do is so precious. And I appreciate you for...
I would add, and to be happy.
Yes.
Right? Like, we want to experience joy in our life, and we don't want to have to get it from something or someone. We want it just to come from the inside out. And when we have all these limiting beliefs about ourselves and our worth, and we're not good enough because of whatever somebody told us, when that program just keeps running, it's hard to be happy. And so this process literally clears all that junk out so you can live your best happy self and share that with the world. I love that.
And I love your story because, you had this amazing real estate business. You are, by all intents and purposes, super successful from many people's eyes. And yet there was still something more. And you didn't know it yet until you went through this horrific accident, but that took you all the way through the process of learning this amazing science. And now, just to tell everybody, to show everybody, I give an example of someone who is truly passionate. She gave up a lot of money in real estate like that to pursue her passion. And she has since done everything that is supposed to be done by a successful entrepreneur. She's hiring coaches. She's bringing on and scaling her business by bringing in others who are trained in her craft to help her build her business. She's doing everything that I've read of successful people. And that's why I say, if you just model, Jenny, I hope you're taking notes. I'm taking notes every time I go off camera. And so I'm the host. I'm running the show, and I am taking notes. I do this every show. And Jenny is bringing the juice, the big juice, the mindset juice. I love it. I was wondering, we were talking about patterns of success, and, a lot of mindset work has to do with patterns at times, at least in the NLP world. Do you believe there is some sort of pattern that you could follow or a formula that would help you to become or help others to become a successful entrepreneur such as yourself?
Yeah, I think the first thing you need is the biggest dream, the biggest goal, to understand your purpose. Like, why are you even here? What are you supposed to be accomplishing? Because if you're just a technician, if you're good at computers, so you start a computer business, it's more of a job. And I'm not saying that any computer business is just a job, because if that's somebody's purpose and passion, awesome, they can turn it into something huge. But most businesses fail because people are just technicians and they're not living in their purpose and their passion. So I would say find out what that is, and then use a process like what we do at Balanced You to reprogram your mind to get rid of the blocks that are keeping you back. Because when you scale a global business, it's a little scary. Things will jump up, fears will pop up. Some people don't like public speaking, and you can reprogram your mind so you do. Some people don't like making phone calls. You can reprogram your mind so you do. Some people are, they think, I can make this much money, but that much money, I don't know if that's the right thing. We have all these interesting thoughts in our head. And if you're to live your purpose and passion, and you can get rid of all the blocks and just get to where you're supposed to be and fill the measure of what you're supposed to create, it's powerful. So start with that. What is your purpose? And look at it in a global scale. What are you here to accomplish? And let that drive you to your next step, what you need to do. Don't look at starting a business on a small scale. Design it at a huge scale. So you don't have to keep rewriting it and redoing it. Design it right from the beginning and go for it. And if it really is your purpose, it's going to work perfectly. And if you're able to reprogram your mind, it's going to be so much easier, so much faster, so much less stress and heartburn trying to do things that maybe aren't comfortable for you because it goes against your subconscious beliefs. So have a purpose. That's the best.
I sincerely hope everyone is taking notes now, especially these. You said so much right there, Jenny. Just want to paraphrase real quick. Getting out of the technician mode is very paramount and important, and scaling your business. Michael Gerber in the E-Myth talks about that, from technician to manager to investor, all the phases of an entrepreneur. Basically says if you don't have systems in your business, you have no business. And systems, one way of developing systems is delegating and bringing on help, which Jenny has done. Automation also helps in that area. And design it huge from the beginning. Beautiful. I love that. Another thing I've heard is build it to sell. In other words, build it as if you planned on selling it when it was done, when you got to that point. It doesn't mean you have to sell it. It just means with the mindset going forward, build it as if you were going to sell. And that pulls you away emotionally from the business. Less ego is involved, and you can really take it much farther faster because your ego's out of the way, and you can bring in more people to help you as a result. And then blocks. You talked about blocks. I like to refer to those like our brain is a beautiful, just wonderful garden. And sometimes weeds crop up in midst of those flowers and choke them out. And these weeds can be limiting beliefs, negative self-talk, all the things that are holding you back. And what Jenny does, she basically gently, lovingly pulls those weeds, and they never come back. And all you are left with is a beautiful garden, beautiful roses, and you can now move forward faster with less resistance and hesitation as a result of her mastery and her team's mastery. So, wow, a lot there, Jenny. Thank you so much for that. This is phenomenal. I knew it was going to be phenomenal. You went going back to that injury. Now I can imagine that rehab had to take some time. With all of these things going on, the surgery, oh my God, I cannot imagine, Jenny, what you went through. I've had 2 little bitty surgeries on one on each shoulder, and I was a little crying baby. I can imagine what it was for you. So I can imagine that it's very important for you to stay as physically fit as possible. Is that true? And if so, how do you go about doing that, given all the trauma your body has been through?
Yeah, absolutely. I love exercise. Before I broke my back, I was a gym rat for sure. Every day I was in the gym, and that was so hard not to be in the gym after I broke my back. And I discovered something though, this accident was really the best thing that ever happened to me. I learned so much. I was very confused about what was the right diet. I didn't know. There were so many different methods and beliefs. And so I studied that while I was stuck in bed with a broken back and couldn't go to the gym. And I actually wrote a book about it. It's called 101 Things I Wish I Knew Before I Fed My Children. And it's all about eating plant-based. And that's what I think is a very healthy diet. And that's what I eat. I have a garden, and that's where I make dinner out of. I go 50 yards out my front door, and I grab stuff out of my garden, and I make all sorts of stir fries and soups and salads and healthy dishes like that. So I think food is huge. If you're eating something out of a package and you can't read what's on the label, it's probably not the best thing for you. So I'm a huge fan of putting good things in your mouth. And then I'm a big fan of, because of my back, I have a couple limitations now that I'm all full of metal. I don't twist as well as I used to. I like to walk. Where we live in San Diego, there are very steep hills everywhere. And so I walk out my front door, and there's mountains and hills and trails, and I take my little dog every day after work. And it's an awesome time to just settle my mind, think about the day, think about my goals, get my heart rate up with all these hills I'm going up, and take care of my mental state and also my body at the same time. So that's what I do most. I do some yoga stretches. I got a pull-up bar at home, crank out a few pull-ups, that kind of stuff, but I'm nowhere near as intense as I used to be with the gym, I'm more intense on what I put in my mouth and then take good care of my body as well.
And I thank you for bringing that up. I used to be in the fitness industry. I recently transitioned, and a lot of what you say is hitting the nail on the head with me so much. And as far as not being, going crazy about it like you used to in the old days in the gym. That's the thing. You don't need to. You don't have to. And so many people think, especially guys, if I don't look like Arnold Schwarzenegger did when he was in his late 20s, then I failed. It's not about bodybuilding. Of course, we all love to look good. But the most important part is how you feel. And if you're working out enough and exercising enough to feel good, I guarantee you're going to look good. Look at Jenny. It works. There, proof right there. And then you talked about, I love it. If you can't read the ingredients, don't buy it. Don't. And I used to instruct and coach my clients and say, when you go into a grocery store, just get in the habit of shopping the perimeter of the store, along the walls. That's where you'll find most, not all, but most of the natural, organic, or better alternatives, especially the produce section, obviously. And then, Jenny has hers in her own yard, and that's fantastic, even better. She has full control over what's going into those veggies. Yep. That's the ultimate way to go if you can do that, if you're in a climate that allows that. But yeah, and all natural. If you're a meat eater, that's where you can get the meat on the edge, not in a can where the ingredients and there are preservatives. So great advice. And yeah, just move. Do what you can do given whatever limitations you have. Because I guarantee you, every single one of us has limitations physically to some degree, some more than others. Just get flexible, tongue in cheek, and do it. Yoga is not as easy as it looks. If you've never done it, I've never sweat so dang much doing nothing in my entire life. I mean, holding a pose, and I'm like, this is not easy, and I am dripping everywhere. It's like a leaky car. I'm like, what is going on? I'm sweating like crazy. So yeah, Jenny's doing it. So, get off the hump if you're not doing it yourself, and get with it. So fantastic. So Jenny, it's really simple and straightforward. There's never any issue. Success is so easy being an entrepreneur, right?
So easy. Everybody can do it in their sleep.
Yeah. Yes, of course I'm being sarcastic, and Jenny's being such a gracious person going along with it. It couldn't be farther from the truth, and we know that, and most people do know that. But some would love to think it's super easy, that once you hit a certain level in your business of success, that it's autopilot from there, which, no. It ramps up the need for more help, more scaling, and more personnel to help you get through it. But to become an entrepreneur, there are many skills that are required to get to that point. You've acquired many, Jenny, and neither you nor I have acquired every single one of them yet, and never will. There's just too many. But for you, what would you say are, if you had to name 3 of the top 3 skills that worked for you, that helped you to become successful, that others could also model to become a successful entrepreneur? What would those 3 be?
Yeah. So back to what we talked about a little earlier, knowing your purpose. That is so huge. Why are you doing what you're doing? And that will give you a lot of motivation. The second one is find a process like what we do where you can get rid of your blocks. I mean, if you're trying to build something and you have all this brick wall in your way and you're like, oh, this is so hard, like get rid of the brick walls. That's huge. And then the third thing I would say is hire someone who's where you want to be. And it doesn't matter what it costs, it will be worth it. And I was telling Brian this earlier, my speaking coach, when she told me her cost, I about fell out of my chair. And I said, I don't know if my credit card goes that high. And she's like, well, why don't we try and see if it works? And I was like, okay, oh my gosh. And I just met somebody else over the weekend that I'm going to start working with. And same thing. I mean, if you want to really create an empire, not for yourself, but to change the world, and for yourself to have the freedom. But I'm not talking this prideful, I'm better than you kind of thing. I'm just talking like to create the time and the money and the freedom. And what can you do when you have that? I mean, you can do so much good in the world. It's amazing. So hiring somebody who's there and can tell you what to do, Because if you're trying to navigate it yourself and you've never done it before, it's just going to take a whole lot longer. You're going to have to backtrack so many times, like, oh shoot, no, I was supposed to do it this way, or I should have gone that way, or oh, I wish I would have known. So just go straight for hiring someone who knows what they're doing and is willing to help you, and you have a good connection with and trust, and can jump on board and work with them. I highly recommend a coach.
That's phenomenal advice. And one of the biggest reasons, I think it's the number one reason anyone does not hire a coach, it is not money. It's ego. And I'm not saying it's like one of those horrible manly type egos. It's just ego. I can do that. I know how to do that. I can learn how to do that. And you know what? Every one of us, every one of you are phenomenal individuals. And yes, I truly believe you could do anything set in front of you if you had the time, if you had the money, but mostly the time. Look, you're one person. You're one person. You can only do so much. And the cool thing is, yes, you can do it. However, could you do it even better by someone who has spent many more hours at it and is absolutely, truly expert at it and gets every angle and can get you there much faster than if you learn it on your own through trial and error. Cannot agree with you more, Jenny, in the importance of coaches. The best of the best of the best on the planet have gotten there because of coaches. We have Michael Jordan, the most often talked about sports figure out there, Tom Brady. They all have multiple coaches. Even a chess champion has coaches. It's amazing. If you don't have a coach, man, you're really doing yourself a disservice. And like Jenny said, look at your credit card, see what the balance is, and go find a coach. In fact,
it out a little.
Yeah, in fact, forget about the credit card, actually. Turn that around. Find the coach and then make it work. Work out a deal. Do a payment, whatever it takes. I, too, have done it. Jenny, I've spent tens of thousands of dollars over the years. And looking back, I have zero regrets. I mean, zero. So, are you guaranteed to have zero regrets in your life? No. Me personally, I've just been very blessed. I've had very, very good coaches that I have spent money hiring, and the results have been phenomenal each and every time. And I know yours have been, Jenny, because, again, if you have not seen her speak on stage, live, and then also demonstrate what she has mastered, the skill of reprogramming your subconscious mind, you have got... I cannot tell you the importance of learning this, of becoming a client of hers, to at least get your feet wet and understand what this is about. And it's not just getting your feet wet. It's only going to change your life from the ground up in a great, profound, amazing way. And I'm so excited to be able to use this platform to spread the word about you, Jenny, and what you do in your business. And so, again, we will give you the information on how to access Jenny directly. She has an amazing gift for all of you. Do not go away. Do not go away. I'll say it one more time. Do not go away. Stay with us. And it's coming soon. It's coming very, very soon. And, going back to those skills, thank you for that. Know your purpose, very important. Get rid of blocks. Yes, that's like limiting beliefs, those things that are holding you back, resistance. And, again, hire somebody, get a coach, and pay them. Here's the thing. What if someone offers you something for free that normally they charge, say 10 grand for? How are you going to treat that coaching? You don't have skin in the game, and it's human nature. Well, it was free, so I really don't even need to show up every day because I didn't really put any money toward it. You're not going to take it as serious. So be happy when they charge you a large amount of money, because that's going to get you greater results. Yes, Jenny?
I love that. Yes.
Yeah.
True. Why is it like that? That's kind of like me. Like, why'd I have to break my back to learn the lesson, right? Couldn't I just learned it an easier way? It's how we are, human nature, I guess.
Yeah, and so things will happen to us, all of us, that are not the greatest things in life. And the cool thing is, especially with you, Jenny, is how you've turned a lemon into lemonade. You've just completely turned it around, used your situation, which this is, so many stories that go back of success stories where they take a horrible incident or situation and turn it around into a beautiful success story, just like you have. And on that note, so we talked about the 3 skills. You greatly detailed what those are for you to become successful. So everyone watching, model Jenny. Again, I'll say it again, model Jenny. Go to her event that you're going to get access to here in just a minute. So just as important as it is to know the skills to become successful, it's also just as important to know what to avoid. And in that light, aside from jumping off a cliff that we all know now was a mistake, but at the time you didn't know until you got near the water and said, uh-oh. What would you say are some of the biggest mistakes you've made that you've learned from, and what did you do to adjust and learn from them and actually propel yourself forward?
Yeah. So the stuff that I talk about, the power of the subconscious mind, it's just that, it's subconscious, it's below the surface. So someone watching might think like, well, I don't have any blocks. But in fact, the person who says that, like me, I said that, probably has the most blocks because you're not even willing to recognize the blocks that are there. So look inside and think about when you were a kid, what kind of messages were you getting? Were you getting, you're going to be the most successful business builder, entrepreneur, there's no limits to what you can do, you're going to have time freedom and money freedom, and you're going to be able to support all these great causes? Like, what was told to you when you were a kid? Because that became your programming. And now what happens with your subconscious mind is it prints out your programming, and that becomes your life and your business. So if you look around and you see your success and you want to take it to a higher level of success, or maybe you haven't found that success yet that you're trying for, and maybe you're like, oh, I don't know quite which path to take. All these things that hold you back are your subconscious programs. And so figure out what is getting in the way. And if you can't, just think about what you would rather have different. How would you rather it be? And that's the first step in our process, is asking, what do you want? What do you want different? You can literally program what you want into your subconscious mind. And then it's kind of like a tidal wave of power coming at you, supporting you to get to your goal. Now, you still have to do the work, but if you can imagine a tidal wave pushing you to where you want to go, how much faster and easier would you get there? Like crazy, right? It blasts you to your goal. And so when you can figure out what you want different in your life and reprogram those things so you're automatically finding the success you're looking for, it's going to transform your life. So look at your thinking and realize that the thinking in the subconscious that's out of your awareness is causing blocks. And my team and I, we can get to the bottom of it in seconds flat. I mean, it's really easy to tap into with the process that we use. When you're just trying to think about what it is, it's sometimes impossible to find out because it's below conscious level. So thankfully, we have a little trick to get in there and transform things. We don't have to dig into your past. We don't have to relive your childhood, but we can transform things and move forward quickly and help you get on the path you want to be with your mind, with your body, with your business to reach your peak. So thanks, Ryan, for setting that up perfectly for me.
And that is, I can't, it resonates so wonderfully because, you know, it's all about, if people haven't gotten it by now, Jenny, I think they should have by now, but your life depends on your positive mindset, your quality of life. And I didn't realize this till, gosh, it hasn't been that long ago, 8 years ago, 9 years ago, when I realized there was a tool that I've used as well. And that's why I'm so intrigued about yours. Can't wait to learn more about it at a deep level. Because, gosh, you just want to get out and hug somebody and love them and whisper in their ear, let's go fix your mind. And it's not that it's broken. It just could use a tune-up, right? It's not banging on all cylinders. You got a little sputter in the engine. Let's clean out the engine. Let's clean out that garden, get the weeds out. And no pesticides here. It's all natural. We're just gently pulling them out of the ground, out of your brain, so that you can go farther, faster, and forward much quicker, as Jenny said. And yeah, she did a demonstration on stage. It took minutes, not hours, not days, not months, not years, on a couch, telling about, oh, back in the day, my mom did this to me, my dad did this to me. Don't need any of that. It's quick, painless, and nothing but positive things result. So, I mean...
And we don't even have to be in person. We do it remotely. Most of our sessions are done by our private mind reprogramming experts online on Zoom, just like we're on right now. And the process works the same. It's a form of applied kinesiology. We use body postures. They open the brain bridge. They build new neural pathways in the subconscious mind. And literally, you can learn about it on our website, but there's a lot of science behind it. There's a cellular biologist for an hour on our website describing the science behind how this process works. So it's fascinating that you can do it in your own house in your pajamas, change your mindset. It's powerful.
And please at least wear pajamas. But yes, oh yeah, that you do that on. I mean, okay, so there's no travel involved. You get to do it in your jammies if you want. You can be comfortable and just have your life changed for you in literally minutes. In multiple processes, I'm sure, that address different areas that really clean out the weeds. And oh goodness, it is just one of those liberating things that if you had never heard of mindset work, or even if you have and you haven't actually pulled the trigger, so to speak, and gone forward with getting with a practitioner. I don't know if that's the term used in your industry, Jenny, but with one of her experts or her directly. I cannot recommend this enough. And look, if you have questions, we'll give you contact information for Jenny. Reach out to her and her team. Ask all the questions you want, because we get it. Sometimes it can be a little strange at first. It's not strange at all. It's phenomenal, proven science. And if you need anything, just look at Jenny. She is proof. She is living proof that this science it works. She's, her body had been broken up, literally, and cut open and sewn together and artificial things put in, and she was in immense pain. And only when she addressed the subconscious mind, only then did she see dramatic results. And now she's taken that, thankfully, held the baton up high and taken the torch, and she's out there to help you. Who wants to be helped? And it's going to be your choice. It's going to be your choice here in just a moment. Oh my goodness, Jenny, 7 minutes out. It is unbelievable how quick these go. That's because you are so amazing. And I've been so enthralled, and I'm like running out of ink with my pen writing notes over here in a great way. I'm ready for that tidal wave of power, to push me forward. I'm always looking to learn something new, something additional, something complementary, whatever it is. If the results are there, just do it. It doesn't matter how, it doesn't matter how much, it doesn't matter where, if you have to travel or not. So for her live event, yes, travel to San Diego, worth every step or every mile in your car or every dollar in the airplane. So do that. Make sure you get there. We'll give you that in just a moment. There's one more question. Yeah, I want to give you some extra time here to explain that wonderful gift, Jenny. So what I want to do is jump to this amazing question that I love to ask all of my past guest experts. And the thing about it is it's very profound. It can be very profound. It's powerful. It's powerful. That's in one word. It's powerful. And the cool thing is, so when you hear the question, Jenny, if it takes you a moment, go ahead and take a moment. There's, dead air is not going to cost me anything. They talk about don't have dead air. That's actually pretty cool to have dead air sometimes. It's gets everybody like, what is going on? But if it's instant, it's instant. Everyone acts and reacts differently. But before we do that, I would be remiss if I didn't remind people of one gift. There's two now. So it's going to be this gift, and then stick around for Jenny's gift. But I want to let you now know how you can enter to win that 5-night stay at a 5-star luxury resort in Mexico. So I'm going to bring that up on the screen right now. Take out your phones. You now have my permission, just briefly, to turn your attention away, and on your phone, type in the phone number 661-535-1624, and then in the message area, just type the word PEAK, P-E-A-K, and tap on the send icon on your phone. Again, that's 661-535-1624, and type the word PEAK into the message area, P-E-A-K, and hit send. This is brought to us all by amazing technology and friends at powertexting.com. Powertexting.com. In fact, the very text you are about to send will be utilizing their service, their engine. It is amazing. If you're in business, I highly recommend that you bring on a resource just like this one, specifically this one, powertexting.com. So now back to the woman of the hour, of the week, of the year. It is Jenny Harkleroad. Jenny, so I wanted to kind of level the playing field a little bit, let you know that although this is a profound question I'm about to ask you, I also want you to know that there is no such thing as a wrong answer. It's impossible to answer this incorrectly. So if there was any, you didn't look worried in the least. You're just smiling and relaxed. If there was any trepidation whatsoever, even a micro amount, that can be gone too. And the cool thing is the very opposite is the case. The only correct answer is yours, because this question, the answer to it is unique to every individual. So are you ready?
Ready.
All right. And then we'll get into your wonderful gift in just a moment. All right, here we go. Jenny Harkleroad, how do you define success?
I love that question. Success to me, and we've talked about it today, is living your purpose. And when you live your purpose, you find joy. You feel happy on the inside. You're not looking outside of you for something to make you happy. You are truly joyful. You're living your passion. And I think about animals. When a snake outgrows its skin, it sheds. When a crab gets too cramped, he picks a new shell. When birds, they fly south for the winter. Like, we've got this thing inside of us. We know what our purpose and passion is, and sometimes we ignore it because we need to pay the bills and we need, we have these needs. But if we'll look a little deeper, we're going to find true happiness and success when we chase our passion every day. That's where you find joy. So that's my answer.
And I love that, because every expert before you that's been on the show, every single one of them has answered it differently, and you were as equally as different, which is phenomenal. It's unique to you. And the other thing I love is there are no guest experts that have appeared on the show where their core reason was money or money related. One did actually answer money, but the bottom line reason for money was to liberate himself to serve more. So the real reason was, or the real definition of success was serving more people. And that was interesting. When you dig down, you find the real reason behind these answers. But no one has really, money has not been the center of the real reason behind defining success. And you were right in that line, living your purpose. I've written that down. Definitely going to compile.
Money just comes, so you don't have to think about it.
Yes.
It's part of it.
And I'll definitely compile a book with all of everyone's answers. It's going to be how do you define success? It's going to be awesome. I'll get your permission to add you if you want additional exposure. It's up to you.
No, I don't want any. Thanks,
So,
Brian.
yeah, absolutely. Thank you. That was a phenomenal answer. And what I want to do is now give you the opportunity to let folks know what your wonderful gift is. It's actually, so when Jenny was first accepted to come on the show, she had one gift lined out. She's added to it. It's bigger, better, badder. And so I'm excited because you right now have a decision to make. Which will it be? And it's an easy decision. It's an easy decision. Just make the one that serves you best. I'm not talking to Jenny. I'm talking to everyone watching. And so, Jenny, if you would, let me pull up the juice that is your website and let you take it away and show people what they can get with you, working with you right now.
Awesome. Thank you, Brian. I'm so excited. This October 3rd through the 5th, 2019, we have a 3-day event in San Diego. It's called Beyond Limits Live. And at this event, I am going to teach you how to reprogram your own mind for business success. So this event is for business owners who want to get out of their own way, but they want to learn how to do it for themselves. They want to learn about the power of their subconscious mind, how it's literally controlling their success, and they want to change the trajectory of their business. So I'm going to be there. My team of mind reprogramming experts is going to be there. My business and speaking coach and sales coach, Jane M. Powers. Brian keeps telling me what an awesome speaker I am. And thank you, Jane, who taught me some great techniques on speaking. She's going to be there teaching about how to speak with confidence and sell with authority. We also have some other business special guests that will be speaking about setting up your business for the most profits. So my gift to you is we have an early bird special going on this event. You can go right now to beyondlimits.live and you can basically get a free ticket. Did you hear me? Free ticket for 3 days of training on reprogramming the mind. All you have to do is put down a refundable seat deposit. When you get to the door, you get your money back. So here's the thing about this event. Many business events are mindset, but not mind reprogramming. So we're talking a whole lot more about your actual thinking. We're talking about reprogramming your subconscious, getting that tidal wave of power behind you in your business. So we're going to teach you how to reprogram your mind at this event. So each day builds on the next with techniques on how to reprogram the mind. We're going to have so much fun. So like Brian said, plane, train, automobile, bus, however, hitchhike, get to our event because it will be that life-changing. Plus, it's free, so come on. There's also a great discount on the hotel. Make it a vacation. I mean, here we are in lovely San Diego. Stay a couple extra days, hit the zoo and the wild animal park and SeaWorld and enjoy our beautiful coastline. So come to our event, beyondlimits.live. We are going to help you take your business to the level of success and the profit level that you've been hoping and trying and wishing and not sure why it's not getting there. So go to that website, beyondlimits.live, grab your ticket now before the price changes. You'll want to reserve your seat. Also, if you want to learn how you can work with us at Balanced You, you can get a free 30-minute call with one of our mind reprogramming experts or myself. You can also do an exercise to reprogram the mind. All you have to do is text the word business brain, and we're going to make that all one word, no spaces, business brain to 555-888. 555-888, business brain. So if you text to that now, you're going to get a link to this 3-day event, a link to our schedule to schedule a free 30 minutes, and a link to a brain change exercise, because why not start tonight? You can start right now. So that is our offer to you. I hope you'll take advantage of this resource. And whether you realize it or not, the subconscious is controlling your success in your business. So why not give it a try? Stick your little toe in and try a little bit of mind reprogramming and see the difference. And if you're like our clients, you're going to say like, oh my gosh, I wish I would have known about this sooner. Why didn't I know? Why didn't you tell me? And as I say, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So here we are to share this message with you that you can literally transform your success. And we'll teach you how to do it. So thanks, Brian, for letting me talk about the power of the mind today and sharing this great offer with all your audience. I appreciate you guys listening, tuning in. There's a lot of things you could be doing right now, but this is a powerful message and I'm excited that you're listening to it. So we hope to see you in October. It'll be great. If you're asking me a question, I have no sound right now.
Oh my goodness, I went on for a while and I had nothing going on. I was praising the heck out of you and no one could hear it because I put myself on mute. And but I just wanted to tell people and make it more succinct is absolutely take her up on this offer. And rather than go to the website, do the text option. I wanted to repeat that now that no one could hear it before, is put in the number 555-888 and put in the message business brain, all one word, no spaces. Just like this is something that's not available to people very often. And I took advantage of a similar offer back 7-8 years ago, Jenny, and the result was it changed my life forever. And I hope that those watching and listening do the same right now, those that stuck with us through my silence. And definitely text that number. Don't just dip your toe, dive in. Dive all the way in, text the number, and get everything Jenny and her crew has to offer. I cannot implore upon you enough. And then just think about the wonderful time you're going to get to spend in San Diego. It's beautiful there. My daughter lives there. It's an amazing place. So 555-888 Business Brain or beyondlimits.live. Highly recommend you do the text option. There are 3 things you get rather than just one. But if that's you want to go to beyondlimits.live, then go ahead and do that and get your ticket with the refundable seat deposit that you get back when you show up. So definitely take her up on this. This is an amazing offer. Thank you, Jenny, so much. And thanks for being so polite when I was blabbing away in silence. That was awesome.
Thank you, Brian. It's so great to have be on the show today. And I love all the things that you're sharing about the power of the mind, and you truly live it. So thank you for attracting me onto your show because of how you are and how you live your life and your business.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I can't wait to see you again in person. Your mastery on stage, and she is a woman of integrity and character, and connect with her, whatever it takes at all costs. And what I asked at the very end that you couldn't hear, Jenny, is I want to give one more of how can people connect with you directly outside of the 2 methods we just discussed.
Yeah, you can go to our main website, which is balancedyou.org. You is spelled out Y-O-U, balancedyou.org. And you can jump on our schedule there. You can schedule a free 30 minutes anytime. Our 800 number is there. You can give us a phone call. There's all sorts of resources on our website explaining this process, how it works and how the science works, how you can reprogram your mind for success. So check it out.
Fantastic. Balanced with a D at the end, balancedyu.com. So there.
.org.
Pardon?
.org.
Oh, I'm sorry. .org. Thank you. .org. O-R-G. Balancedyu.org, and get in contact with Jenny and her team. You will not regret it, I promise you. Jenny, has been an amazing little over an hour tonight because I was silent for so long. I appreciate you for coming on. I truly do, sincerely. You've been amazing. The value has been immense. We could go on another hour, probably 2 easily. But in the interest of time and respect to everyone involved, you included, I'd like to call this an evening, and I appreciate everyone watching, listening, who are giving all the likes and loves and comments. Appreciate you as well. Take advantage of her amazing offer, and I can't wait to hear your story after you've gone to her event and once you've talked to her wonderful, amazing team, if not herself, right there. All right, so Jenny, thank you once again, and for everyone out there, on behalf of Jenny Harkleroad, this is Brian Kelly saying good night. And be blessed all.
Thank you for watching and listening. This has been the Mind Body Business Show with Brian Kelly.